Asif, Toastmaster Asif. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster Asif. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Sorry, effects.
I'd like to take an example of Mahatma Gandhi. Like he's a very influential person, but despite of his faults and everything, he has one choice, that is to make everyone believe in themselves. If he has confidence within them, they can overcome all the faults they have. So that's why he was if we have one problem, one possible cause, then we can withstand every other human having a life. And also other people also out there like Martin Luther King or Fidel Castro are very influential people in life because of the confidence they had and the judgment they get, and if they believe in themselves, they can withstand all the positives.
Thank you. Contestant number 2. Toastmaster Satish, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster Satish.
If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. This was a day I was taking my second son, who was about 6 years old, to the nearest stationery shop. We were looking at everything and we were conversing. Like there are about a few books, and he started asking questions and I started answering him. I told him, son, look at this. There is a place called Kuman where you can experience your learnings in terms of language and everything. And I'm saying how it will be helpful and everything. So we finished everything and we are coming towards the 200 feet road, and we were crossing this Sunfeng school. So that moment he looked up and everything. He was reading something and I was also reading something, and I read something called marathon. There is a name. And he said, see, there is a marathon training happening. I'll take you, we'll buy a cycle and you can go. He said, Daddy, it's not a marathon, it's marathon. Why don't you also join with us in Kuman and learn some more English? That moment, made me realize before we preach something or before even we say something to our kids, you must, stand up for something and start learning it. If not, you will fall like this for every moment.
Contestant number 3. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster Janani.
Okay, I'd like to open with a question for you guys. You guys have all heard of the principal, right? Not a college principal or a school principal. The principal I am referring to is the principal you get confused with on spelling bees, which is the other principal, which could also be referred to as your standpoint. Now, when I grew up, I was always told, you have to have the principal. You have to have the principal. And since I wasn't a dictionary back then, I didn't know it meant standpoints, so I thought it was the school principal. Now, I went on to, when I joined school, the very first thing my mother told me is, in school you have to have principals. And then the first day, I thought that translated to, get the principal to notice you. So what I ended up doing was, I went over to one of the teachers and asked her, hey, I need to meet the principal. She did introduce me, and the principal asked me, why are you here? My mom told me I have to have you. And then from that day, she explained the meaning to me, and I always have had this standpoint. Learn enough words so that you can win spelling bees and not get confused and go to the principal. That's one of the many standpoints I've had. The other standpoints I've had would be honesty, truthfulness, and also the principle of always making people laugh no matter in whatever situation I am. All of those 3 principles have worked for me in many cases. So if I had not had those principles, I would have been much more gullible than I already am. And believe me, I'm already very gullible. So I need the principle of honesty, straightforwardness, and truthfulness to stand for everything in life. Because if I did not have honesty or truthfulness, I would not have been able to be an honest reporter and win an award in my college. And if I had not had the principle of straightforwardness, I would not have been able to lie to my mother so easily, because she would never suspect anything. So those are the principles with which I stand in life, and if I don't have those principles, I still maintain that I would fall for absolutely everything. I already do, but it could be much worse. What are your principles, ladies and gentlemen?
Contestant number 4. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything.
If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. So true, especially being a girl. There's so many things like you will have to stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, there's nobody who's going to stand up for you. And then when you don't stand up for yourself, you're just going to keep falling for everything. So, some instance in my life, a girl starting a company on her own is not so relevant in our country right now. So again, in my case, I never even thought that I would actually become an entrepreneur. I always wanted to be. I'm still not one. I'm in the path of becoming one. So that itself, I think I stood up for myself. I thought I will be able to do it. I made my parents believe, I made my family believe, my friends believe that I'll be able to do something. And then here I am standing up for myself. I think I'll be able to do it. And
Contestant number 5. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything.
Friends, there's only one life as I know it. But there are many jobs if you want as choices. For me, I don't know, I can't say where it started. I've always had some concept of being truthful to myself. It started early in my life. I just can't put my finger and say where it started. But trouble started really when I entered the job scene. When I was a junior guy, I got away. But when I entered positions of responsibility, this started hurting me. Soon it became a question of, do you stand for what you believe in, or do you want to fall and die a daily death? Most starkly, I was in a European company, very good company. Nobody would take the job, walk away from the job. But I was honestly insulted by the boss of that company. For English, which was my fortune, because he thought he knew his English. So I said, no way, when my conscience or my self-respect is hurt, I wouldn't stay on. I left at a time when leaving a job wasn't easy. I had a family to take care of. Those days, starting a new identity and life was almost like a spy starting a new life. Starting with a new ration card, new telephone, new house, where there is water instead of air coming out of Chennai. Went through all that. But tell you something, friends, looking back, no great bravado, my wife supported me. It worked out so well for me. I stood for my principles and I had grown far in excess of what I could have ever imagined had I continued in that European company. It's not the only instance, but life has been full of rewards for taking the tough decision. It's not been about the two roads, one the unknown. I knew what it was. I've always taken the known road, anticipating where it will lead me, and I'm very happy for it. I would recommend the same thing to all of you. Rewards await you despite the pain.
Contestant number 6. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for it. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for it. Toastmaster Lokesh, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster Lokesh.
Good morning, everyone. Everyone would have experienced this quote in our life. Everyone would have faced the situation when we don't have a particular motive in our life. We'll be like a herd of quotes given by someone else. A story comes to my mind when I think about this quote. It's about a person named Felix. I don't remember the second name, and he's a very famous personality. I hope someone knows about him because he's achieved something which no other humankind has achieved. This man has jumped himself from the stratosphere of the earth. Stratosphere is 36 kilometers away from the surface of the earth, and jumping from there is not an easy job because when you jump from there, you have to travel at the speed of the sound. At the speed of the sound, your heartbeat is going to become zero. Now for this, he stood for that thought, for that passion, for months together, and he worked with NASA scientists. And they built a suit for him. He had to practice hours and hours together, days and days together, and he stood for that, and finally he did the job. And when he succeeded, the critics who were telling him that this is not possible applauded him. So when you stand for something, and when you work hard for something, it is going to work.
Next contestant, please. Toastmaster Ram, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster Ram.
Good morning, Toastmasters again. So, I'm working in city as everyone know. So, usually we will go by 5 o'clock for a coffee break in our cafeteria. So, one day what happened is I usually go along with the 5 guys. So, that day one guy from other project who was friend for one of my friend. So, he came. He was a confident man and everything. So, especially speaking to girls. So he was very confident. So when we were talking each other, so what happened is two pretty girls were sitting next table. So I was looking at that one girl. She was very pretty looking. So I was looking at that girl. I told everyone that. So anyway, I want to talk to the girl. I don't know how to talk. So he told that go and talk. No, I told I won't do. So that girl left, went to washroom. So that time they kept that water bottle in that table. What that guy told us, go and take the water bottle and keep on the table. I thought I would. What that guy did was, he suddenly took that water bottle and kept it in my place. I don't know what to do. I was very nervous. Suddenly I ran away from that place. So this is the time, I think I can go inside this topic. What topic he gave? He gave the topic. That side in the mind, I don't know the phrase of the topic. What topic here?
Don't stand for something.
If I don't have brain to take that water bottle, I can't get that girl.
Next contestant, please. Toastmaster sir, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Toastmaster sir.
Tabletop Chair, fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. If you don't stand for something, in Toastmaster contest, it is the purpose of your speech or your message you are giving. If you don't have a message, your speech is useless. extending the Toastmasters because it's a place where we develop the personality. And today also we saw somebody saying that you should leave the person you are, not just speak. So in life also you should stand for something. If you don't have anything, after some time you start losing the sense of purpose and you start getting bored with life. So if you don't stand for something, what happens? Everybody comes here, all sort of distractions they come, and you start falling for everything. So ultimately you lose your own sense of direction, but you are being dragged this way, that way. So it's always a good thing. As you grow from your childhood, by observing your peers, your elders, you start liking certain principles, then you go for it. So for example, if my principle is honesty, I should stand for that. So all my life, all my activities will be aligned towards that. If I stand for helping others, I should work for that to develop as a person. I have seen many persons who had a purpose in life, they stood for something, and they really achieved a lot of things. And they could not be dragged this way and that way. Ultimately, their life becomes a model for everyone.
That's it. With that, Toastmaster session is getting over. Over to you, Manoj.
Though initially we fumbled, somehow we managed and we have handled it in a very well manner. Here comes to end of second segment. I request